To fray, its land rent by tooth and claw.
Myself, you know. And I've had enough of this rabble. Come on!
As the chaos spread, the star seemed doomed to unravel. And yet... there were those who stood in defiance of that fate.
The hour is come, creature. It's all or nothing.
Will our hero deign to play their part?
You took your time. 'Tis as we feared. The respite afforded this land was but fleeting. The end draweth nigh. Secrets to tell. Take care, my friend.
So, Charlian would keep its counsel while the world is lost to ruin?
It would. Come what may, we shall live on. We must.
Do as you must, then. That we scions will fight until the heavens fall, until our last breath.
Defy
Oh, I love it so much. Okay, let's go ahead and go with this. Okay. That's about 6 minutes. That's good for like a stream starting soon thing, right? So to might be a tad bit shorter of a stream. We'll see what happens. I pretty much only want to do the Hildibrand stuff. This one. Her last vow. So yeah, so I think I'm on the last bit of the level 50 Hildibrand quests. So her last vow, I think once I get to that, I will once I finish that one, I should say, is when I'll be done with the Hildibrand for today. My goal. Now, the big question, what should I play as? Should I be Black Mage? Black Mage it is. I don't understand why people go so low. Their pricings. Like, it's one thing for somebody to go like one gil lower than you, but it's another thing for somebody to like go like tens of thousands lower than what other people are selling it for. But yeah, what was I gonna say? Okay. Oh. I think considering this is Hildibrand, I might do I don't really need that one. Let's go with reduced rates. And let's try Fleetfoot. Because the Hildibrand stuff does have me like running back and forth a lot sometimes. So at least this way, if I'm in the city and I have to sprint, I have enough sprint. So we'll see how that goes. The Namazu. I actually don't know where I'm supposed to go for this quest to pick it up. It said oops. There we go. Because normally the next one is right where the last one ended, right? Ellie would share with you a shocking new turn in the Phantom Thief. I was wondering when you'd show up. I hope you haven't made any plans for the night because we've got a situation on our hands. Remember our good friend the Phantom Thief? Well, it seems he's decided to branch out from burglary to cold-blooded murder. If the rumors are to be believed, he's claimed 3 victims already, all influential members of Uldan society. Mr. Manyfaces has been kind enough to leave one of his signature calling cards at every scene, leaving no doubt as to the identity of the murderer. The message is always the same. The weight of 5 corpses will bring the scales of justice to balance. More riddles. Not that you'll hear me complaining. No, the only thing my readers like more than a good mystery is a good murder mystery. Ever since the story broke, the Mithril Eye's been selling like Pond's cakes. The only rub is that it's left me no time to look into the thief's last message. Until now, that is. Shall we? The hidden treasure of Ulda, was it? If there's anyone who can shed some light on this, it's you-know-who, to Sunsilk Tapestries. Actually, I don't know who. Maybe my favorite venturer, my favorite Mithril Eye reporter, along with her. Tell me, what have I done to deserve the pleasure of your company today? I see. As much as I'd like to help 2 lovely ladies, I'm afraid you found old Wymond at a loss. Old Daw has more than its fair share of treasures, hidden and otherwise. I reckon our phantom friend could be after just about any of them. I can tell you this much though, whatever the thief's got his eyes on, it's got the Sultan's sword in a right dither. The Sultan's sworn aren't like to be forthcoming with information, but it's the only lead we've got. Come on, I'd say it's the time we pay a visit to the heart of the sworn. Oi, hold up there. I ain't generally the worrying type, but you may want to think twice before getting yourselves involved in this. A man in my business develops a nose for danger, and this time the stench is something fierce. You're a reporter, Ellie, and a fine one at that. Don't put that pretty neck of yours at risk trying to play hero. Your concern is touching, but I can assure you that I am ready for whatever dangers lie ahead. Besides, being a reporter is about more than selling papers. I have a duty to seek out the truth and convey it to the people. Come, this is time is of the essence. Okay. Oh, whoops. I went the wrong way. Okay, it'll be faster just to run this way. To the Etherite Plaza. So, I saw a lot of people say that they go to Limsa because when you go to the main Etherite, there's like a market board really close by, and I can definitely see that. I feel like Old Daw, like, why can't they put a market board like right here and a summoning bell like right here, or put the summoning bell right here in the middle and put a market board on either side, right? One on the left side and one on the right side, and then Gridania could probably do the same. Even posted something specifically for Delta, and you never reacted to it. Where have I seen this man before? I don't know. Halt. Halt, I say. All bugger me with the broadsword. It's the gentleman of light's adventure and companion, and that catty but cute reporter from the Mithril Eye. Oh well, it isn't the self-styled warrior of light. Tell me, what tall tales did you spin to the Sultan Sworn recruiter to land yourself in this position? Only the 12's honest truth, miss. Seeing that gentleman of light standing tall and triumphant that day, it moved me to the depths of me soul. Like, I vowed to put aside my sketchy past and serve the realm just like my hero master Hildibrand. The Sultan Sworn were impressed with my commitment and my sword arm, and they gladly welcomed me into their ranks. I don't remember this dude. Phyllis, she's one of the Sworn's best. anyone has the information you're looking for, it'd be her. Wait here while I get her. I can trust you not to touch anything, all the things. All the name is Ellie from the Mithril Eye. As you may have heard, we're searching the Phantom Thief case and would appreciate any information that may shed light on recent events. The pleasure is mine, Miss Ellie, and if I'm not mistaken, that would make your companion friend here one Haruhi, yes? She looks good. You know, Haruhi? As any regular reader of the Mithril Eye would, I must confess to being something of an unabashed fan of your work. Though it hardly befits my station to say this, I was secretly hoping that you would show up to assist in the investigation. Doubtless the inspector too will also welcome a helping hand. The Sultan Sworn, the elite of Uldah's elite. I can only hope they prove more competent than the bungling mercenaries I've dealt with thus far. Director Briardian, always one step ahead of us. Miss Ellie, Haruhi, a moment if you would. Right there, very good. Now face me and don't move an elm. Analyzing the mask left behind at Vesper Bay, I was able to identify its composition and synthesize a counter agent that would dissolve the disguise whilst leaving the wearer's face intact. In any event, it would appear the two of you are indeed who you appear to be. I fear it won't be so simple. The ingredients necessary to produce the dust are exceedingly rare. Even with the entire resources of the Sultan's Sworn at our disposal, we were only able to produce a limited supply. I see. Well, I suppose it's better than nothing. That said, have you been able to identify the thief's next target? I fear not. I've pored through the histories time and again, but the only mention of these four relics is a vague reference in an old prophecy. Most serious scholars consider it little more than a fairy tale. When darkness falls and hope fades to despair, four warriors born of light shall descend in the righteous glare. The legend goes on to describe four sacred artifacts, one each possessed by these four Beladian heroes, but makes no mention as to their appearance or nature. 3 times we have tried to identify the thief's target, and 3 times has he foiled us by making off with something else entirely. All artifacts of Beladian origin have been sealed with within the royal vault, and a regiment of our finest assigned to its protection. Oh, the Blackguard will be in chains before he can lay a dirty hand on the vault doors. There are even more disturbing matters at hand. Doubtless you have heard of the recent rash of murders perpetrated by our quarry. The Sultan Sworn have launched an investigation, but the truth of the matter is that we have been far too occupied with the defense of the vaults to make any meaningful progress. We would be most grateful for any assistance you could offer. A lady asks and a gentleman answers. Cast all worry from your heart. My lady Hildibrand, agent of inquiry, inspector extraordinaire, has arrived to set what is wrong and bring the wicked to justice. And this must be the Damascene dust that is the talk of the palace. Ah, but you need not waste your supply on me, Inspector. I assure you that I am exactly who I claim to be. Inspector Hildibrand, we were not expecting you, but your services are most welcome. I will share all I know about the recent murders. The killer has claimed 3 victims thus far: the head of a publishing consortium, a high-ranking government official, and an influential scholar. Other than that, they were all influential figures in their respective circles. We can identify no common threads connecting the 3. Oh, this will prove a most satisfying case to crack indeed. What are the method of killing? Conked over the head with a cudgel? Gutted with a greatsword? Strangled with a subligar, mayhap? I'm afraid that we've identified no pattern. In any event, the murderer plots the deaths of 2 more even as we speak. We must take action, and quickly. Clues may be scarce, but worry not. My realm-renowned powers of deduction are more than up to the task. I will see this burglar turned butcher delivered to justice. Your presence is heartening indeed. Inspector Hildibrand, friends, please take this Damascene dust with you. I fear we can spare but a single sachet, but I trust you will put it to good use. On behalf of the Sultan Sworn, your assistance with the murder investigation is greatly appreciated. Leave the defense of the royal vault to us. You may have 1,000 faces, but with Inspector Briardian's Damascene dust, the masquerade will soon be over. Nashu! Come to accompany me on yet another case, friend? Well, I like your gusto, but if you're auditioning to be my assistant, I fear that role has already been filled most ably. Still, a gentleman welcomes the support of all his admirers. I shall henceforth name you thusly, my ever-loyal associate. And now, my ever-loyal associate, the investigation calls. I propose that we begin by inspecting the site at which the most recent victim met his demise. Even though the most circumspect of criminals cannot be helped, leave behind clues. Okay. Flowers, how intriguing. Okay. Flowers, yes, it is all becoming clear now. Our phantom killer is a florist who, in his hurry to escape, carelessly mislaid his wares. What do you think you're doing? I am the one who put those flowers there, To honor the memory of me poor boy, you dare defile his memory? 1,000 pardons, my lady. Please accept my most sincere condolences on your loss. I am Hildibrand, agent of inquiry, inspector extraordinaire. I swear to you, on my own dear mother's name, that your son's killer will be brought to justice. As I was just saying, these flowers were clearly placed here by the family of the deceased, which can only mean... Zombie. Don't even to like my lady to Not nonsense, my boy. History, or have you not heard the horrors of Silde? Aye, Ulda's sibling nation against which we waged war centuries ago. Much blood was shed by both sides, aye, but I speak of far greater horrors than death, an unholy drought brewed by Sildan alchemists, one with the power to turn the living into the undead, that this nation might command an army of mindless, deathless soldiers, the traitors' spurn. They turned my poor boy into a heap of rotten flesh and ran him through, but you won't hear that from the sultans, sworn. That Thal alone knows why, but they whisked the body away before I could so much as pay me last respects. Be able to procure such a frightening thing, just who are we dealing with here? Only a Sildan would know the recipe. They did. Calls himself the Phantom Thief, he does, but did it ever occur to you that he might be an honest-to-God's phantom? Heard the tales from my own great-great-grandma, I did, about the 4 relics of Beladia and the powers they hold, the power to exact justice. A specter of Silda has returned to wreak vengeance on us. Woe, woe unto us all, have the 4 warriors of light forsaken us? I can feel it in my follicles. The most potent hair tonic the realm has seen? Aye, that it was. For all of the fortnight before my flowing locks fell out all over again. Okay, I vaguely remember something to do with balding. Hildibrand is onto something. Or at least he thinks he is. It's all becoming clear to me now. That dear old woman's testimony has confirmed that which I had suspected from the start. Like a zombie picking away at its rotting flesh, Hildibrand, agent of inquiry, inspector extraordinaire, has peeled away the foul scab of uncertainty to reveal the truth within. A phantom thief is a phantom indeed, a wayward spirit caught between the realm of the living and dead for nigh on centuries, since meeting a tragic end on the battlefield. As such, our course of action is clear. We must placate this tortured soul that it might abandon its vengeful vendetta and travel to the next life in peace. But what is the true nature of the specter's grievances? Without this knowledge, we cannot hope to assuage its rancor. Let us begin our search at the Thaumaturge's Guild. Doubtless the tomes there contain a wealth of knowledge on the ill blood between the sibling nations. Notwithstanding the abject stupidity of everything else that came out of your mouth, some knowledge of Silda might serve us well. Go research as you will, and do take as much time as you need. I'd be much obliged if you could keep him out of my way. I have some real investigating to do, and would prefer to be free of distractions. These are huge steps. Bum bum. Bum 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 bum. Gods be good, you're the adventurer who saved me back at the ruins, researching the ancient feud between Ul'dah and Silda, are you? Why, I'm pleased to say I have more than a passing familiarity with ancient history. To understand the history of the sibling nations, one must go back further still, to the birth of their mother nation, Belladia. The 5th astral era was an age of untold wonders, when the arcane arts burgeoned and the great civilizations that commanded such powers flourished. This age of enlightenment would not last, however. Power bred avarice, and avarice bred resentment. It culminated in the War of the Magi, which brought the great floods of the 6th umbral calamity, which in turn swallowed once proud nations and left a battered wasteland in its wake. Mages were reviled and persecuted for having caused this catastrophe, with many forced to leave their homelands or face death. It was a small band of those survivors that found their way to Thanalan, where they would found the nation of Belladia some 8 centuries agone. Ah, imagine a government of mages, by mages, and for mages. What wonders might have been wrought had Belladian civilization survived to this very day. Alas, this was not to be. You don't say. It's not every day someone comes to our halls to research Silda. As a fellow student of history, though, I more than welcome the conversation. Belladian civilization flourished in relative peace until twin sons were born to the royal family. The two were fierce rivals, and when they came of age and their father passed, each one claimed that he was the rightful heir to the throne. With neither son willing to relinquish his claim, they agreed to split their kingdom in two, forming the twin nations of Ul'dah and Silda. But not unlike the two proud princes, the sibling nations developed a penchant for rivalry. Knowledge is power, and surely our thaumaturge friends have a wealth of knowledge on the feud between Ul'dah and Silda. Let us begin our inquiry. Greetings, traveler. You would learn of the war between Ul'dah and the fallen Sultanate of Silda. It would be my pleasure to enlighten you. The two city-states coexisted for several generations until the bad blood between them boiled over, culminating in outright war. As you might deduce from the present state of affairs, Ul'dah emerged victorious, leaving its once proud sibling nation in smoldering ruins. As the histories tell it, the battles fought between the sister nations were the stuff of nightmares. In a desperate attempt to overcome Ul'dah's superior numbers, Sildan alchemists devised a most horrific stratagem. employing a frightful formula known as the Traitor's Spurn. They brought their fallen warriors back as undead soldiers. Some theories have it that they even employed the potion on those of the living who were too weak or wounded to fight. Sends shivers up the spine just thinking about it, no? It is truly a crowning glory of our fair nation that our forebears were able to emerge victorious against these horrors. Don't surprise me like that. What's this? You're here not for your studies, but to learn of the bad blood between Ul'dah and Silda? 2 scales, one of gold and one of silver. The gold of Ul'dah weighing prosperity and power, the silver of Silda weighing knowledge and power. But the power sought by the 2 nations differed greatly. Yes, greatly indeed. The power wrought by Ul'dah prosperity was that of justice and good, while the power wrought by Sildan knowledge was horrific beyond belief. The power to rip the living soul out of a man and render him a mindless killing machine. On this matter, the histories are clear, but riddle me this, my friend. Who writes the histories, and what does this say of the words writ within? Yes, truth can be elusive and fickle as the shifting sands. As one example, did you know that in the war against Silda, Ul'dah and Amalja warriors fought side by side? Likely you did not, and neither did I until I encountered a faded passage, an ancient text buried deep in our archives. And yet, in the histories read by the populace, you will see no mention of this most fascinating fact. Might it be that someone, at some time, deemed this particular truth less than convenient? But I have said enough already. So he does have a point there, though. Like history, it's good to learn history and whatnot, but you always have to look at who wrote the history. Especially if it's something that's like nation learned, in the sense of like this history is approved type thing, you know? My ever loyal associate, tell me, what have you learned from your questioning of the scholars in these halls? Indeed, as it happens, I have learned much the same. Let us take a moment to review and allow my peerless powers of deduction to work their magic. A war of succession divides the great civilization of Belladia, giving rise to the sibling nations of Ul'dah and Silda. The 2 nations coexist for some generations until ill blood boils over, culminating in outright war. Daunted by Ul'dah's superior military might, Silda employs their advanced alchemical knowledge to horrific ends, transforming their own citizens, alive and dead, into a fearsome undead legion. Yes, I believe I have it. The facts at hand have led me to one unassailable conclusion. Our phantom thief is a descendant of doomed Silda, who seeks vengeance against those who reduced his countrymen to slavering zombies. To pacify his soul and send him peacefully to the next world, there is but one course of action. We must find the Silda statesman who conceived this dreadful stratagem. A brilliant plan. Perhaps you'd like to go find yourself a shovel and dig this statesman out of this grave yourself. Leaving aside this nonsense of spirits and specters, it appears increasingly likely that our quarry shares some link to Silda. His garish garbs is no doubt meant to evoke the silver scales of the fallen sultanate. Sildan connection would also serve to explain the rare knowledge of Belladian relics our thief clearly possesses. But what of the murder victims? What common thread amongst them could have incurred the ire of our adversary? A few people in town spoke of a man sighted calling upon the victims in the past days. Those who saw him said he had a most frightened air about him. It's coming to me, of course. My keen investigator's senses ring out with a voice loud and clear. This man Miss Ellie speaks of just might know something. You really should stop thinking so hard. You're like to strain a brain muscle. Miss Ellie, who is this man? Where might we find him? My sources identified the man as Gugiria, a traveling merchant known to frequent Horizon. Shall we pay him a visit? Alright, we'll do that. I want to go see Lalai. Pretty sure it's this one. Of the Black, the very founder of our ancient art, has entrusted you with carrying on her legacy. I'm proud to say that you, if anyone, are surely up to the task. If there's aught I can do to aid you, you need but say the word. Tales of your exploits in Garlemald and beyond have not escaped my ears. That the power of destruction that lies within you could bring salvation to those beset by war and calamity is a testament to your dedication to the dark arts. As a matter of fact, Master Kokobuki urged me to join the Ilzabard contingent alongside selected members of the guild. To my eternal disgrace, however, that accursed Yayake saw fit to cast a sleeping enchantment upon me from the shadows. What? Wonder. And what was the last Brit spoke to I spoke. I need to go to Horizon. Yes, if you've got business, make it quick. My time's too valuable to waste chatting with every stranger who passes by. Forgive us, good sir. My name is Ellie, a reporter with the Mithril Eye, never blinking, all-seeing, you know the rest. I was wondering if we could trouble you with just a few questions. Was it for love or money that you killed them? Yes, you, the thief of many faces. What is this nonsense? I don't know who you are, but I ain't got the time or patience for this mummery. Now, if you'll excuse me, an important client awaits. Thought I recognized that voice. Oh. Well, met indeed. Pray tell, whatever brings you to these environs this fair morning. Why, I live here, you ham-headed half-wit. Inspector Briardian, this is an unexpected pleasure. Do you have some business with my associate here, pray tell? Guria, we can discuss business after. Pray land the inspector here, the handsome one, whatever assistance he requires. What about Ah, yes, my dear Maria's name day present. I had in mind one of the prize pieces from Eshtame's latest seasonal collection. You would be able to procure one for me, yes? Or shall I eliminate the middleman and make the trip to Ul'dah myself? I expect you to give the inspector and his companions for your full assistance. They, yes, even the stupid one, helped me regain something truly priceless. Yes, something more valuable than any mere trinket. Even the stupid one. Alright, I'll tell you what I know, but you didn't hear from me. Got it? I was looking into the killing on behalf of a client of mine. The thief's got himself some of that zombie dust. The trader's spurn, was it? And his cards speak of 5 victims. It got me to thinking. Silde, 5 victims. I, the Arbiters of Truth. The Arbiters of Truth? I'm not familiar with the name. Aye, if you would be, on account of them being something of a secret society and all, influential personages of the Sultanate, you see, working from the shadows to keep false knowledge about the Ul'dah-Silde conflict from reaching the ears of folk like you and me. False knowledge? Pray tell, just what sort of knowledge might that be? There. Nice to see you. Balls, don't make me say no more. I've got a family to feed. Very well, just tell us one last thing. Who hired you and where can we find him? His name's Hob. When he heard what I said, he told me that he was going to set sail for Limsa with his 5 best sellswords to guard his back. Said there were many prying eyes at the airship docks. Said he had a private ship docked and waiting for him at Vesper Bay. But remember, you didn't hear none of this from me. They say the Arbiters are so secretive, they don't even know each other's true identities. Now, don't ask me how all that works, but Hobbs got high-ranking friends in the Brass Blades. Once he heard the victims had all been zombified, he panicked. Guess he knew that he'd be next. Thank you very much, my kind sir. Once again, the ancient Manderville art of parley has procured for us a key morsel of knowledge. Let us seek out this Hob fellow and see what he can share with us. And let us hurry. The man's life is in danger even as we speak. Where am I? Okay. I think I had to do pink one before they popped up, but then again, I wasn't paying that much attention. Also, which of the role quests has Brit done? For both Shadowbringers and what? Is everything quite all right? I hunger for your brains. Yes, my first-hand knowledge of zombies tells me this particular shade of green is unmistakably that of the undead. It would seem we were a few moments late to the scene. Message, and then there was one. There it is again. Something the matter, Inspector? Ever since I picked up the trail of the Phantom Thief, I've had this fleeting sense. A sense that someone, or something, is watching us. The thief might be close at hand. We should be careful. For the moment, let us return and report our findings to Miss Phyllis. Secret society or no, knowing the identities of its members may yet lead us to the final victim. I too had best return to the Mithril Eye. Let's meet up again after. I'll see what new clues I can uncover in the meantime. These streets are far too dangerous for you to walk alone. Inspector, I'll go with her. If you insist, Nashu, then I give my leave, but pray be wary, not just of the thief, but of Miss Ellie. She has quite the temper, as we both know. I still have to do final one you get after you finish the roll. Individual roll. I should get on that, actually. Stupid Hildibrand taking too long. Your life at Costa del Sol. Yes, that was quite the ordeal, wasn't it? What? A secret vow? Oh, consider my interest piqued as well, good Inspector. Now let us be off. Miss Phyllis awaits our report. I need to do the the culmination of the role quests. Arbiters of truth? No, it cannot be. Man, I only thought to ask him a few questions. Before I knew what was happening, he was upon me. I could only bash his brains with a conveniently placed bottle of mead, it would seem. Is Nashu not with you? She saw a figure lurking in the shadows and went off in pursuit before I could stop her. This man wears the armor of the Sultan's sworn squire, yet his face is unfamiliar to me. Something is amiss. Thrice and again did the fiend elude our grasp, but no more. By virtue of a gentleman's ingenious deductions and a lady's pugilistic puissance, I declare the case closed. While you're at it, is there anything else of immense value you would like to wantonly destroy? What is the meaning of this? Ingenious, a double disguise planted by the thief to throw us off his trail, no doubt. Yay, one of my most capable men. I assigned him to guard the vault and outfitted him with an ample supply of demasking dust. It is inconceivable that the thief could so easily elude his grasp. Unless the thief was not wearing a mask. Speaking of which, has anyone seen Miss Ellie? Of course, it all makes perfect sense, with the Phantom Thief to thank for her burgeoning readership and rise through the ranks of the Mithril Eye. Miss Ellie could not bear to face the possibility of her story of a lifetime coming to an end. Thus, she hatched a plan to the vault has been breached. The wise man's whisper, it's gone. For her foul crimes against the Sultan, I hereby declare Ellie of the Mithril Eye the thief of many faces. But couldn't he just be using her face? And now the game is truly afoot. What is the meaning of all this racket and rumpus? Just as we were about to make our triumphant return. Isn't that so in Kiddu? No, not Nashu. It's Ellie. That shadow you said you saw, I think it was just a dormouse. Oh no, there's another Nashu. You think he'd literally stumble face first onto the second mask. His good fortune truly knows no end. But not to worry, yes, I dare say the Phantom Thief has another trick or two up his sleeve. Not even the shockingest turn of events will deter the famed agent of inquiry. How many did I do? I did 2 and I'm on the 3rd one. My ever loyal associate, we must find Miss Ellie and quickly. Surely if confronted by her constant companions, she can still be convinced to abandon this fool plan. I feel that would only put them at greater risk. You see, the 5th and final member of the Arbiters of Truth, the Phantom Thief's final target, is none other than Hildibrand Mandert? Me, mind you, it is not a role I sought of my own accord. My name and my passion for history are somewhat well known in the Sultanate. One day I received an anonymous letter stating that a position in the committee had opened and I had chosen to fill it. This letter went on to enumerate my duties to prevent the spread of historical lies that would sully the name of our illustrious nation. As a high-ranking officer in the Sultan's Sworn, I was deemed to be in particularly unique position to serve as an arbiter. I knew that there were other members of this organization, but was told nothing of their names or identities. Not put any more lives in danger. I will sequester myself in a place where my presence can cause no harm, till such time as the killer is apprehended. Has anyone seen my loyal assistant? Inspector, over here. There you are, Nashu. You really shouldn't run off on your own like that. I was worried sick about you. Sorry, Inspector. Miss Ellie said she saw something in the shadows, so I went to take a look. Now, there wasn't anything there but a dormouse. But it was a really cute dormouse, you see. It just kept squeaking and scurrying away, and I just... Pardon me for a moment, Nashu. Yes, my inspector's sense speaks to me. Someone is watching us. Haruhi, let us split up and canvass our surroundings. Okay. Makaraka. A water-stained letter lies conspicuously on the floor. Be wary and be warned. Okay. A water-stained letter. Trust no one, and your friends all the less. This will avail you well. Use it wisely. Oh ho ho, if it isn't my beloved son's staunch companion, the mighty Haruhi. Who's in the area on a matter of business, which I curtailed when I felt a suspicious presence from the shadows. Pursuing it led me here. Mayhap it is the same for you? I like how she took a step back. Mayhap our watcher in the shadows is a friend, or is this but another trap laid by the fiend? Yes, the plot thickens like a dollop of salamander oil. In either event, I dare say the circumstances call for utmost caution. The thief could be anywhere, or anyone, myself excluded, of course. No mere mask could replicate the physique of this Manderville man. That said, my dear Hildi may be in a bit over his head this time. Allow me to assist in your investigation. Were anything to happen to Hildibrand, his dear mother would not be pleased. Are we gonna meet his mom? The sender speaks true, the villain even now lurks within our midst, and yet we have but a single sachet of demasking dust at our disposal. We must identify the imposter beyond reasonable doubt before we proceed. You know the players better than I, Haruhi. What say you have a few words with each of them and see if aught seems amiss? They showed us in the cutscene though, right? Who would have thunk Miss Ellie was the Phantom Thief all this time? She sure fooled me. Is it gonna make me make a choice? Nothing particularly odd about any of them. Say it stands to reason. The fiend would not take such a risk if he were not utterly confident that he could pull off the ruse. Curses, this one's not half the fool his son is. I must elude him, and quickly. Time is of the essence. Very rarely do you get to see Nashu make a serious face like that. I questioned the sultans sworn outside. To a man, they insist they have seen naught of Miss Ellie. Father, what brings you here? Yes, finally the pieces are coming together. Now, if you would kindly stand still and shut up, the fiend already stands among us. I should hope you are not doubting me. While I am quite convinced that even a master impersonator would struggle to recreate your particular brand of idiocy, the fact remains that anyone here who has spent even a moment alone must be considered a suspect. The thief has proven to be highly efficient at assuming a new identity. An astute observation, my gangly friend. I'd say this occasion calls for a dose or two of that powder Haruhi here found earlier. There wouldn't happen to be another sachet or two lying about, would there? Remains of our supply has already been distributed to the search party, but worry not, they should be reporting back within a bell's time. No, Nashu is best when she's falling asleep. I fear that is more time than we can afford, Miss Phyllis. Fortunately, my powers of deduction will lay the fiend's face bare within minutes. We know that, given the choice, the thief prefers to impersonate familiar personages. As Miss Ellie has had only passing interactions with my dear father, we can safely eliminate him from consideration. That leaves myself, Nashu, and Haruhi here. Nashu and I, in particular, have had a close and extended relationship with our suspect. I shall begin by questioning mine own assistant. I assure you that none know her better than I. Brilliant reasoning as ever, Inspector. Go on, ask me anything. Of all the times for this overstuffed buffoon to start talking sense, if he asks me anything too obscure, my cover is as good as blown. My relationship with Nashu is so close, I dare say at times it is as if we share a mind. If this Nashu is truly my ever loyal assistant, she should have no trouble completing my thoughts. never loved you more than now, you marvelous muttonhead, you. Because you've picked up a few more wrinkles beneath the eyes. There's no need to avert that charming face of yours. Wrinkles? Wrinkles? Look who's talking, you crusty, cretinous old... Genius Inspector. Wait, that's what she really looks like? Interesting, okay. My prodigious powers of deduction scream out to me. This woman knows something. The letter spoke true. The fiend was in our midst all along. I was all but certain that Ellie was our thief. What is the meaning of this? Another two-layered mask, mayhap, but no, this woman bears a striking resemblance to Miss Ellie. She also looks like that dancer lady. It's gonna give me glamour dispellers, okay. Done in by a muscle-bound muttonhead and his motley troop of mummers. Just who are you? Your resemblance to Miss Ellie is most uncanny, and yet... Consulting Inspector Briardian, once again, you failed to measure up to your lofty reputation. Of course we resemble each other. Ellie is, after all, my own flesh and blood, my beloved sister, and my eminently capable partner in crime. A thousand faces I may wear, but only one name do I bear. You can call me Ceci. Charmed, I'm sure. Are you quite alright? Why, you look as if you've seen a ghost. Despite my moniker, I assure you that Ellie and I are no specters. What we are, mind you, are the last living scions of Sylvan aristocracy. Amused, are you? Befuddled to find two sisters behind the mask? Try using your brains once in a while. Every time you encountered the thief, Ellie was standing right in your midst. No, the thief that 4 times stole the show, oh, and those priceless relics, was me. Meanwhile, Ellie hid in plain sight, supplying me with just the knowledge I needed to stay one step ahead of my pursuers, all while spinning the hair-raising tales of my exploits that won the hearts of this nation. We owe a lot to you, truly. Why, without the tales of your hapless attempts to catch me, we never could have risen to these heights of celebrity. I would ask you one thing, and one thing only. Just what is it that you and Miss Ellie hope to accomplish with all of your schemes? Justice. 400 years ago, Old Don Dogs reduced our great nation to a nation of zombies. Oh, so she's saying that Old Da turned them into zombies? At long last, the cowards that would still justify these foul deeds will suffer the same fate. Wait. The histories say that it was the Sildid that turned their own men into zombies, but like, that doesn't make any sense, really. I could definitely see a governmental power doing that, but it makes more sense that the enemy would turn them into the zombies to cause chaos. Histories lie, and you work from the shadows, silencing those who would speak the truth. You should have died with your fellows, false arbiter. It was old Da that ordered the creation of that dreadful powder and wielded it as a weapon against our proud ancestors. The history of your glorious sultanate is built on a lie. What is this madness you speak, woman? Not madness, truth. The powder in my possession was stolen from the Uldan army 4 centuries ago by one of my ancestors. They say it was his final act of courage in the moments before his leg fell off and his rotting head dropped from his shoulders. This is the truth that the histories don't tell. The truth that this doe-eyed sultan's sworn would kill to keep buried in the sands of Thanalan. I mean, that makes sense. But your time of reckoning is nigh. Oh yes, before long, you and everyone in this rotten nation will know firsthand the horrors my ancestors knew. Oh, how the idiots lap up the stories. A masked crusader for justice, a dashing rebel waging battle against power and authority. Oh, if only they knew. In the last days before our proud nation was razed to the ground, a band of the final survivors stole a vast quantity of the powder from the Uldan vaults, hiding it away in a secret vault sealed with powerful magics. The sole means by which the vault may be opened, by assembling 4 secret relics from Belladia, 4 relics once housed in the royal palace of Silda, before the Uldan dogs stole them and claimed them for their own. And so it dawns upon you at last. Yes, even as we speak, Ellie makes for the vault, and the 4 relics safely in hand. Just think, one day you'll be able to tell your grandchildren you were there when zombie powder rained down on Ulda. No, wait. You'll all be dead. But first, you, my dear, you will not even have the pleasure of looking upon the last moments of your precious homeland. You idiot. Just for once, could you not get in the way? Oh, that's... With a frying pan? Okay, that's hilarious. Aye, this is more like it. Hand to hand, skillet to skillet. It's enough to send a warrior's pulse racing. Prepare yourself, Haruhi. The time of our final confrontation is nigh. What? Do ye have popatos for brains, you overstuffed buffoon? My beloved boy's been turned into a stinking corpse, if ye hadn't bloody noticed. Hildi's told me all about your hijinks together. Pleased to meet you. To meet ye. My dear boy's always had a bit of a rebellious streak. What can I say? I came on a bit too strong at times. I can come on a bit too strong at times. But can you blame me? This time I thought I'd sit back and leave things to my sorry arse husband here. And look what that got me. You'll help me out, won't you? Oops. I dare say it's quite clear who wears the pants in the family, so to speak. Inspector Hildibrand's mother? I'm gonna pee. I will be right back. Okay, okay, I'm back. Like that picture. Julian. United with my dear boy for the first time in ages, and just look at him. He's green. Fortunately, there's still time to reverse the zombie curse. How does she know that? And I know just the remedy. Syncods at the market stocks the former, and the latter you can procure from a trader by the name of Guest. Now hurry, once the poison spreads throughout his veins, no antidote will save him. Yeah, it's Hildi. You are looking none too hardy yourself. No thanks to you, you bumbling oaf. Now, are you going to accompany Haruki here and make yourself useful, or do I have to reintroduce you to that wall? Gilgamesh is ever at your service. Way he walks. I should have just took the stupid should have just took the etherite. Oversoul rags, you say? I fear that I've only a single tatter left in stock, and it's already been spoken for. Must reconsider my dear friend's life, and quite possibly mine own as well, hangs in the balance. Oh, look what we have here. If it isn't the warrior of light from the Colosseum. Funny who you meet at the markets. Oh. As it happens, I just returned from my training, and the slaying of 10 chimeras just happened to be my task for the day. If it's chimera membrane you seek, you're more than welcome to a share. You are far too kind. Don't mention it. If it hadn't been for Inspector Hildibrand and Haruhi here, I'd still be tag teaming with that slimy beast and cheating my way to fame and fortune, and I'm a woman who pays her debts. I'll take me if that wasn't Avila the Tempest. Ever since she confessed to her trickery and started climbing back up from the bottom of the ranks, I've been proud to call myself one of her biggest fans. Why, I've half a mind to give you the rags you seek simply for the privilege of meeting her. The blundering Manderville boy is on his last legs and you need something of mine to save him. Perhaps you can give me a good reason why I should care. Those bloody Mandervilles are richer than the traders themselves, yet they have the audacity to haggle me down to the last gil for every purchase. If the family line ended today, I'd be a happier and wealthy man. And now, I believe the ballroom calls. Good day to you, and do pass along my condolences to the grieving parents. Have you not a shred of honor or compassion in that spindly body? Business rival or no, the man is on death's doorstep. After the events of that day, my father will not so easily forgive and forget, but it matters not to me. No, my love for you is as deep as the seven seas. I beg of you, milady, may I have this dance? Oh, I like that little wave thing that she did. Is that a thing you can do in the game? Are you here for the ball perchance? Heavens, the poor inspector. Well, if it isn't the Lapis maiden in the flesh, what say ye bid farewell to preening fops and scruffy ventures and share a dance with a cultured gentleman befitting your great beauty? Provided you first provide my good friend Haruhi with the bottle of twice distilled water that she seeks. You know this woman? He's complaining about them lowballing him in the prices, but he's withholding something that doesn't even it's not even worth anything. Who else do we have to meet? We never met the one lady's daughter, which would have been better than actually meeting her, since we actually spent time with the daughter. Oh god, we're gonna have to see Ultros again. I trust the two of you wouldn't dare come back empty-handed. Bloody brilliant. I'd take you over my muscle-headed half-wit of a husband any day. Now, stand back and let me show you some real Manderville home cooking. Thal, you bloody bugger, guide me a skillet. Oh, she's cooking it? Okay. I know she said cooking, but I didn't think she was actually going to cook. That should stop its spread, and now it's up to Hildi to flush what's left out of his system. Don't worry, he's my son after all. I reckon he's still got some fight left in him. Look who I found. She was slumbering obliviously in a rubbish-strewn corner of Pearl Lane. Boy, did that nap feel good. Yes, I'm sure it did. Word has it that Ellie has been sighted at the Sildens ruins. We must go there with all haste. You've done well by my dear boy today. Don't forget, I'll handle things from here. There's a nice warm bed for him, and I think I know a few specialists who might know a thing or two about his condition. The future of Ul'dah is at stake. You remind me of my husband. What with ye having more muscles than sense. If you're so keen on making yourself useful, why don't you run to the markets and bring me some fire crystals? Keeping my dear boy warm is key to fighting off the zombification. Let's see. I believe 20 crates or so should suffice. I'm a warrior, not an Yes, my lady. 20 crates of fire crystals? How many fire crystals is in a crate? He's at the market board. The burden we must bear simply to secure my long-awaited final confrontation with Haruhi. That said, the events of today have given me cause to reflect. Oh, to be blessed with such veritable legions of friends tried and true. But alas, not I. No, only one true friend have I ever known, and she is long lost to me. You are a fine bird, and have given me great comfort in my travels, but you will never be Enkidu, my one and true companion. Enkidu? Oh, my friend, were you here with me? Even Haruhi could not stand against our combined might. I feel like I should know who Enkidu is, but I don't. What was that flash from the heavens? It nearly blinded me. What? Oh, is he gonna turn into a primal? My faithful companion, why must you always make me wait so? Oh, okay. Nashu. Oh no, what? What are you doing dilly-dallying around here? Let me jog your memory. There's a moon-sick maid digging around at the Silda excavation site with her mind set on turning Ul'dah into the land of the walking dead. Your concern for Hildi is most touching, but don't you worry. Mommy Dearest isn't going to let her beloved son kick the bucket that easily. Oh, okay. Ding 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 ding. Oh, it's this area? Okay, yeah, so at the end of ARR, like, this is supposed to be like a secret passage, but this is like huge. How, like, people would see that like door. We've managed to track down Miss Ellie just up ahead, where your friends watch over her as we speak. Yet no matter how many times we try to reach out to her, she refuses to do so much as answer. Yeah, I did. I actually quite liked Ellie. Wait, is that her? That is her. They both have a beauty mark, but it's like it's in different areas on their face. That's interesting. You'd do well not to anger the lass, friend. She's sitting atop an ample supply of that zombie powder, and I suspect she's not afraid to use it. I thought we were friends. No, don't make Nashu sad, stupid chicken. Let's see. Ellie. Like the earrings that she has. Suggest you leave this place while you still can. I bear you no grudge, but should you so much as think of interfering, I'll not hesitate to turn you into a zombie too. Disappointed. Your sister Ceci is already in custody. Surrender now, and I will see that no harm befalls her. How little you understand us, Inspector. Then again, how could one born into a life of power and privilege ever hope to understand? Ceci and I have no family, no friends, no fortune, nothing. Two sisters against the world, with only our quest for justice to give us meaning. Long ago, we made a vow. Should the worst happen, our mission takes priority over all. Yes, over our own wretched lives. Why is there no music? Uh-oh, don't do it, Ellie. You see now, anything I might have once had to lose, I lost long ago. Now stand down or suffer the same fate as the old Don dogs you would defend. Hammer time. No, run, Nashu, run. You only delay the inevitable. I have an entire legion of the undead at my beck and call. Face it, it's only with Inspector Hildibrand's ridiculously good fortune that you even made it this far. And he's as good as 6 films under. Be forewarned, girl. Know that I speak from experience when I say underestimate Hildi, and you do so at your own peril. I'm afraid you underestimate me as well. No mere splash of holy water can stave off the effects of the traitor's spurn. I fear the good inspector's luck has finally run out. Greg, was it? It's a shame to lose you, Haruhi. Warrior of light that you are, you might yet have served one last purpose for us. When dark when darkness falls and hope fades to despair, 4 warriors born of light shall descend in the righteous glare. Are my eyes to be believed? That pose, no, these are not 4 warriors of light that I see. They are 4 gentlemen. Just so, my good man. Hildibrand, agent of inquiry, inspector extraordinaire, has made his triumphant return. Did you miss me? Hi, we meet again, girl. Tell me, you've got my snurble tonic, or I'll fashion myself a wig from your lovely locks after I've ripped them clean from your bloody head. Oh, hello there. Hello. Hello there, Mr. Elazar. Core, you're looking absolutely resplendent today. It didn't. Fortunately, our overlord spent quite some time building up an immunity to zombie powder. When we heard that Master Hildibrand was at risk of joining the actual dead, we knew we had to take action. An immunity to... I'm just going to pretend that makes any kind of sense. The game is up, Miss Ellie. Pray abandon this madness. Besides, plot of mass murder hardly suit a lady like yourself. Why did she have a sword? It's over. It's all over. Inspector Briardian, you said there was something you would tell me when all was through. I imagine you have no words for me now. Your powers of deduction are wanting. You said that you had lost everything and everyone you had to lose, did you not? As for me, I have found someone with whom I intend never to part. I care not if it takes years, even decades. When you emerge from your jail cell, a free woman, I will be there. What say you? Is that a rope? Miss Ellie, with the crimes perpetrated by you and your sister, while the crimes perpetrated by you and your sister are unpardonable, you are far from the only ones guilty. On behalf of the syndicate, I offer my apologies for the false aspersions cast upon your ancestors. You said that the nation of Ul'dah was built on lies. Seeing what I have seen today, I cannot deny your words. It will not be an easy task to rewrite, nay, restore history, but know this. I will do everything in my power to bring the truth to the fore. Are we not forgetting someone here? And by someone, I mean me. If you're quite done playing cloak and dagger, I require Haruhi's presence for a matter of far greater importance. Aye, the time of our too long delayed confrontation is nigh. Why the long face, friend? Ah, but mayhap this will have you singing a happier tune. Heard? Whoa! none other, and I have not the slightest intention of parting with it, save to the one who would defeat me in single combat. Ah, but I misspeak. It will not be single combat this time. Is that my cue, old friend? What? Is that the chicken? I'll be merciful. What is that abomination? Some new breed of void scent? Abomination, I'll thank you to address my companion with courtesy, girl. Ah, but 'twas the most curious thing. There I was, hauling a crate full of crystals for Hildi's mother and thinking how much better things would be if my dear friend and Kidu were here. Then came a flash from the heavens, and the next thing I knew, there she was. By the gods, it makes perfect sense. Doubtless the crystals heard Greg's heartfelt plea, summoned forth his friend, nay, no mere friend, but rather the primal Enkidu. And the world that has now completely and utterly ceased to be bound by the laws of logic. You may have bested me in the past, but facing the two of us... Tis a ways from here, but what better venue for our climactic confrontation? You would claim the treaty blade, then claim it from me as a warrior to the skies, and Kindu to the skies. Two against one, that's not very gentlemanly of you, Greg. Come, Haruhi, to Amdapur. This is a grave development indeed. To think that one man could summon a primal on his own. I must send word to the Scions at once. Oh, but of course, I had near forgotten we had a warrior of light in our very midst. You are our only hope to slay the primal and reclaim the blade. Look at the Inspector go. I'm right behind you, Inspector. And with that, my work here is done. You were by far the least incompetent associate I encountered in my travels. For preserving some shred of my sanity, you have my thanks. Ho ho ho, I knew that if anything could bring Hildi back from the undead, it would be my dear wife's hand-mixed holy water. That's the world-class culinarian I married. All's well that ends well, eh, Haruhi? Hildi's undead acquaintances were kind enough to make an appearance at my request. Who'd have thought zombies could be just such gentlemen? I reckon it must be my son's good influence. She's pretty great. Been a while since I've been here. Wait. Ah. Gift of hope to your once sworn enemies. Truly, it sounds like a journey of unforeseen destination. Arun has enjoyed his time with the members of the Hildibrand contingent, and it seems they have had no small measure influence on his way of thinking. It reminds me that we must step outside the Tollswood on occasion, or risk losing sight of the larger world. By the way, you shall be glad to hear that Alakwa has settled in most comfortably. She enjoys the quiet of the forest, and her presence has even given me cause to reflect on how I might reconnect with the nature around us. I think that was the Aura girl from Heaven's Word, I believe. And then there's the girl from Stormblood, whose name I don't remember, but actually in Stormblood, from what I remember in Stormblood, the job quests, when there's a oh, there's a bunch of them over here. Okay. um okay. One day I should actually go through and actually finish these challenge logs. Oh my god, some of them, like, I have jobs at level 90 and some of them still are Warrior Gladiator is still in rank 1. So is Pugilist. White Mage's Conjurer is done at least. A giant of a man dressed in red rushed into the keep at great speed, leaving me powerless to stop him. You don't suppose he was one of the cultists? Is that you, Hardy? Pray forgive me. I was right on Greg's trail when I encountered a subterranean curiosity that demanded my immediate attention. I will be concluding my investigation forthwith, but in the meantime, might I trouble you to entertain Greg and his primal fiend in my stead, friend? Together we will reclaim the treaty blade from that knave. Hardy, yes, just go on ahead. I'll be along directly. I don't know. I don't really understand the obsession with people running stuff unsynced minimum eye level. At long last we meet again on the battlefield. I dare say Enkidu shall come to enjoy. You, however, might not find this one so enjoyable. What? Ah, how am I such low life? I was seeking out a more suitable spot. But enough exposition. Now we fight like men and ladies who dress like men. What are you? What? For Gilgamesh, it is transmogrifying time. Oh wow. He's got 8 arms. Why does he have 8 arms? Enough expository banter. No more hijinks from Gilgamesh, you have my word. The tree blade too, I shall return just as soon as I remember where I hid it. I like you. Hungry already? This I saw them, I swear. You get the stupid chicken? Okay. Not. Ha! I lied again. Proven a worthy opponent, but I warn you, treasure every moment with your weapon. For as sure as day follows night, the hour will come when I claim as my own blah 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 blah. I didn't read all of that actually. What? Who? Haruhi, have you seen Greg and his oversized avian companion? Lead me to them at once, and we shall deliver the coup de grace together. The battle has already been won. That is triumphant news. Indeed, clearly the lessons you have learned from me. And what's this you say? The treaty blade. What? You would think that they would take the prisoners back to Thanaland, but I guess that they brought them here instead. Remarkable. I knew the Warrior of Light would emerge triumphant. Let us hope the Inspector Hildibrand enjoys similar success in finding the blade. Such design, such craftsmanship, at once bold and powerful, yet sensitive and refined. Of course they're beautiful. They were the greatest treasures of lost Silde. To think that they were locked away in the vaults of those that destroyed our homeland and dragged our ancestors' name through the mud. Just how did you come to know of these long lost relics? There was an ancient scroll passed down in our family, left to us by our dear grandmother. It spoke of the 4 warriors of light, their 4 relics, and an incantation of untold power. We could have wielded this magic of legend. Ellie and I might still have had the last laugh. Also speaking, alas, speaking the words had no effect. Only a warrior of light can wield the power, or so the legend goes. Ah, what I wouldn't have given to see it. The ultimate achievement of the greatest mages this realm has ever known. And just what sort of incantation is this? The ring casts open the doors of justice. The wise man appears a verdict true. Azima's virtue shines down from the heavens. I literally have Azima follow like as a minion. To complete the incantation, the warrior of light would then hold forth the treaty blade and speak. Blade in hand, I swear unto you, the legends differ. The legends differ as to what happens next, but all speak of a great holy radiance shining down from the heavens. Over here, friends. Hildibrand, agent of required Inspector Extraordinaire, returns with tidings most triumphant. The way he runs. Behold, safe in my hands, none other than the treaty blade, and the real one, this time I swear unto you. Yes, yes, just like that. I swear unto you, and then... My word, whatever is this odd tingling sensation? Ridiculous. Hildibrand isn't a warrior of light, he's just some fool who thought he could stop the lesser moon with his own bare hands. It would seem the treaty blade is just as confused as the rest of us. No, the light. Someone stop it. I won't stand to see the legendary power of our forefathers wielded by this muscle-bound buffoon. Well, I dare say that proved to be the most useful incantation indeed. And so the light of justice that shone from the treaty blade banished the shadow, returning peace to the land. So the legend ended. I must say I never expected it to be quite literally a beam of light. I suppose it wouldn't have been much use to us after all. Not you. First you almost die at your poor mother's feet, and now you fly off to God's nowhere without even giving her a kiss goodbye. It appears that a case of wanderlust has once again struck Hildibrand, as it has many a Manderville man before him. Godspeed. Godspeed, my boy. When the day comes that you tire of mystery solving, your dear old man will be here to pass on to you the family art. Though in the end, the Sylvan incantation of legend was wielded not by a warrior of light, but a gentleman of light. Well, the treaty blade is some 6 centuries old after all. Perhaps it's not quite as sharp as it used to be. The magic that brought peace and happiness to the people of Belladia, it was every bit as beautiful as I imagined. To think I would see it with my own eyes is nothing short of a dream come true. Bumbles and stumbles through yet another case, and still he manages to make a girl's dream come true. Okay. A glint in the corner of my eye, a curious scent. Do I smell a case? Worried not for me, my friends, for wherever the wronged want for succor, I Hildibrand oh. Something. Till we meet again. Now, traditionally, they have like an end credits type thing. Hey, there was the daughter. I wasn't expecting that. Wow, okay, so I traditionally I'm not sure. I don't remember the early ones. But I tend to get, I think I do about 5 of them per stream. 1, 2. Nashu goes east. Okay. Anyways, today was meant to be a shorter stream. I have something I have to go do, but tomorrow there will be no stream. Wednesday is gonna be more satisfactory. I'm not too sure about that actually. But I'm hungry. I'm out of here. So, like I said, no stream tomorrow. Wednesday might be more satisfactory depending on what I have to do in that game. And that's it for me. If anybody happens to be here, thanks for watching, and I'm out of here. Laters. Road.